Yeah.
No, like this.
Oh.
Gucci
gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Spread their racks on new chain.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's DJ.
It's Jamila here.
And welcome to Hold Up, Sit Down, which pretty much is talk about some of the things that's going on in society these days. One of the things we want to talk about today is gang violence.
So, we hosted that forum
Right.
in Trojan Corner the other day,
Lit.
talking about gang violence.
Lit. It was
so
lit.
amazing.
I know, right?
But we actually had a TV man from the news, from Richmond News, come down and talk to Virginia State students about it.
Word. So what we're going to do is we'll show you a brief clip of our good friend Cody Mitchell, who actually interacted with other students at Virginia State University, getting them some small statistics on how gang violence may affect them and how they view it. So stay tuned.
Good morning, Richmond. Cody Mitchell here, coming live from Virginia State University. Today we are in front of Foster Hall and we are going to speak with students as well as faculty to see their understanding about gang violence. We're here with Rashad, and he is a resident of Lynchburg, Virginia. Rashad, could you please tell us a little bit of your experience with the Ku Klux Klan from Lynchburg, Virginia?
I really never had an experience with them hand-on, but I've seen attacks on churches. I heard about meetings and I heard where they're at, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I know where and where not to go, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll say hey, if you go around here at a certain time, they're gonna be there, you know what I'm saying? So you might not want to be over there at a certain time, so.
Okay. How does that really affect the Lynchburg community?
Not really. It's a predominantly white town. It's like 60-40, 60 white, 40 black. So it's small town. It's like Liberty University's right there. So that's make up our population right there. So that's how.
Do you feel like the most of the Caucasian population from Lynchburg is a part of the Klan?
To be honest, I really do not know. I feel like it's outsiders coming in, and then people recruiting people are my age, because I done seen white supremacists there too.
So Rashad, can you please tell us how much knowledge you have about gangs and gang violence?
I know a lot. I got homeboys that died because of it. What's it called? I feel like people knowledge, like my knowledge of gangs, like I don't partake in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with that. But like I know I got homeboys and I got people like who are part of that, family members, and it's a lifestyle.
So welcome back, guys. We just saw a brief clip with our good friend Cody Mitchell. Early in the week that we did have a small discussion with the individual who actually experiences gang violence on a personal level and on a non-personal level, seeing as though that he interacted with the KKK, I believe.
Yeah, so his name is Rashad Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
He's a freshman, and literally where he lives in Lynchburg, 15 minutes away, the KKKs they live there.
Right.
And they often, come into the city and attack, African Americans primarily.
Right.
And he has areas in which he knows where to go and where not to go.
Right.
And I just wonder, how do you feel about that? What's your take on his perspective about gangs on a personal level?
Well, with me, growing up in DC is the way we experience gangs is a lot different. We experienced a lot of MS-13s. I experienced a situation with the Bloods once, going to the movies. But my experience with the MS-13s was that I was riding on a train. We was going out to New Carrollton, and I was meeting up with some family out there. And one of the Hispanic individuals, because you have to be Hispanic to be MS-13 or whatever.
Right.
And we were on the train, and on our way, going to the that's the end of the line also. So we were on our way there, and this Spanish guy came over and he overheard our conversation. So ironically, we were coming from church, and we were talking about we were talking about church or whatever.
Right.
And our personal views and everything like that. And then the guy just jumped into the conversation with us. So me, I'm like, everybody know me. I'm like, oh, what's up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then he's just speaking with us and everything, being cool and cordial. So we hit the end of the line, and then when we get out, you know what I'm saying, next thing you know, he was talking to us, and we seen a group, a large group, the stop before the end of the line, large group of Latinos, it was just awkward, because we just you know what I'm saying? So we get to the end of the line, we get out and whatever, And then like as we walking out, they kind of was following us. And then like the dude whistled, and another large group of people came out. So then after that, we was just like, what's going on? He was like, you know what? He's the dude that was with us. He's like, I respect y'all because y'all was talking about God. But just let y'all know this our territory. And left it at that, and he let us go. Yeah, man, I was scared. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends, like on your situation. There's even another gang in DC called the Check It, which is all pretty much homosexuals, individuals who pretty much just homosexual, and they are
like they're tired of being attacked.
Right,
so
they're tired of being attacked, and they're tired of being oppressed. So they use that aggression towards being attacked to being the attackers, from changing from the victim to the I don't know what you call it, the suspect, I guess you would say.
You feel like society plays a role in like...
Of course. Society always going to play a role in gangs, because people. The only reason why gangs exist is because we're put in situations where we're backed into a corner. Yeah. So I'm in a gang for protection. I'm in a gang because I don't like what's going on in the world. I'm in a gang because of whatever may have you. It's always something that is part of a normality in society, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Right. I mean, personally, in New York, we just have the standard Bloods and Crips.
Right.
And I haven't experienced, I was blessed enough not to experience a situation where I was with them.
Right.
But I do have friends who are associated with that. I don't attend any, drive-by shootings, none of that. But it's pretty shocking that you're willing to be with people and willing to do stuff that's like out of this world. Like you're willing to catch a homicide, like get initiated into something that's not positive.
All just to feel safe.
Just to feel safe, or to be part of a brotherhood, or to feel protected. Like there are other ways of doing that. And even for people who want to be initiated out of it, it's like, damn, like you really have to either sacrifice your life or your family's.
Right.
And like in New York now, it's getting worse. Like it's like, okay, you don't go to like this part of Brooklyn, that's where the Crips at. You don't go to this part because that's where the Bloods at. The YGs are over here. Like it's just, and when they all get together, it's either a shootout. So nowadays, girls wearing sneakers with dresses because you gotta run, you gotta kick it, like you gotta leave. Like I don't go to no house parties, no backyard events. And the summertime is the worst.
Right.
Like everybody feels the need, like, oh, we had a cookout, we can't all have a good time. Like,
so how do you feel about that? Like,
I mean, it's sad because, like, for instance, like this summer I was with all my friends, so we had like a reunion almost from like high school, and we were celebrating my friend's birthday, and he had like a little backyard cookout or whatever. So the boys had to pay $5 and the girls were free. And I thought that was okay because, like, you gotta pay the DJ, you gotta pay for the drinks and food or whatever. So then all of a sudden, like, two people start fighting. And it's just crazy because Brooklyn, the way Brooklyn is, I'm not from Brooklyn, but I'm from Queens. So I go to Brooklyn because, like, that's not where the excitement is, but that's where all my friends live. Right. And there's so much to do there. Right. So, like, we're all hanging out or whatever, just minding our business at the cookout, kicking it. Two people get to fight, and it's like, why? And he was like, rep your set, cuz, like, rep your set, yada yada. And he was like, yo, you don't know who you messing with, this, that, and they're like cursing out of this world. So next thing you know, he started pulling out a 9. So, after that, we skated. Like, we're running now. Like, literally, people are dying left and right in New York City due to gang violence. And it's like, the police are doing absolutely nothing. And it's just sad, like, we're dying.
And in my eyes, growing up in the city, we feel like the police is the biggest gang, like, there is next to the military. So you would think with a larger gang like them, who's supposed to be positive and agents of the law, that would make a positive impact on society.
Yeah, like, to protect us, but they're doing quite the opposite. Right. I mean, it is what it is, like.
Yeah, but we're gonna do what we have to do to,
Yeah.
Nothing's ever promised tomorrow today. When the shot like 10 minutes hard away.
So welcome back, guys. We still on the topic of gang violence and how it's affecting everybody in the neighborhood and things of that nature. So back to what you were saying, as far as you and your homegirls wearing dresses and sneakers.
Right.
The other day, your boy Cody went and actually spoke with a few females about gang violence.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tune back to you guys and let y'all see this next clip.
We are now here with students of Virginia State University. We have Nika, Taryn, as well as Kayla. Now, ladies, did you guys know that 2% of gangs are actually composed of women? How do you guys feel about that?
I did know that. I think it's really surprising. You would have thought that it would be mainly started by men, just because when you think of gangs, it's mainly men who are in it. So that's really surprising. Yeah.
Now, why do you think women will want to join a gang? Especially with it being, more of a male belief that men are in gangs. Protection?
I think it depends on like their backgrounds, like where they came from. Some women feel like they have to like go into that lifestyle because of where they're from, what they gotta do to survive, just like,
It could be culture-based learned behavior.
Now, if you could tell a woman that's in a gang but that she's very hurting, what advice would you give her to get out of that gang? Or that she does not need to be in the gang? What kind of a message you would tell women in gangs?
That woman would have to want to fully be out.
You
You
can't
can
help
lead
somebody
you
who
can
don't
lead a
want
horse to
to.
water, but you can't make them drink. But if she's willing to listen, then I would easily just provide, just the proper shelters, places to go.
That's good. I just want to thank you guys for your time, and I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving.
So, back to another segment of the gang violence. Jamila, so didn't we have an incident where we talked to a cop about indication of gangs?
Yeah, and what's crazy is he spoke about graffiti and how graffiti is an indication that a gang is nearby. They often use that to, label their territory.
Right.
I think he also spoke about colors too, like red is predominantly for blood,
Right.
and blue is for Crips, and I think for the Latin Kings it's yellow.
Okay.
He also spoke about different clothing, like the New York Yankee hat is a representation of Crips. I didn't know that.
I
That's
know, I got one.
something new to me. I think also the blue beads also indicate another Crip credential.
Well, so I gotta burn my New York Yankees hat.
Basically, I think you gotta burn that one too.
No.
But he did give us a little statistical, research as well. He also said that gangs can be organized based off of race, ethnicity, and money-making activities.
For like drug trafficking.
And they're usually the ages range from 8 to 22.
What about tattoos? Then tattoos probably have a
Definitely.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the teardrop on the eye indicates like you killed somebody.
word.
Yeah, I didn't know
Well,
that.
my tears are real. So.
Anyways, he also spoke about how gangs are one of the leading factors for growth of violent crimes both on and off school property.
Okay.
So like you do see a lot of gang activity, whether it be in college, high school, or middle school.
All right. Well, now we'll get you guys to another clip. Speaking with Officer Mitchell.
Hello again, Richmond. I'm here with Detective Mitchell, a police officer here at Virginia State University. Detective Mitchell, can you please tell us about some indicators of gang violence for the campus community?
Basically, a few indicators that can be a quick indication that gang violence is taking participation on the campus is basically look at the graffitis that's graffitied on the different walls. Look at different handshakes that a certain group of people may do with each other. Handshakes, you want to also identify yourself with the different colors that the many gangs identify themselves with, such as Blood, Crips, the Nantha, the Latin Kings, the Folk, Gangster Disciples. So every true gang member always give off some indication of what gang that they represent.
And you have heard it here today, the opinions from the students, faculty, and staff here at the Virginia State University. Back to you.
Well, I want to give a huge shout out to my HBCU, the illustrious, the greatest Virginia State University, for not only having a campus forum about gang violence, but for signing a pledge, VSU Against Gang Violence.
Word.
We have different organizations here, such as Vanity, the True Foundation, as well as members and classmates in Victimology class.
Word.
So it's just amazing.
Shout out to those who actually came to the forum, for real, because if it wasn't for those individuals, adding on to to our hard work and dedications to just even get this information. It probably
Exactly.
wouldn't have came out the way it
I
did.
want to give an extreme shout out to the members that participated, such as Dr. Z, Big Mitch, Officer Kirsten, and even Dr. Battle for being there in our presence. So with that being said, I think Hold Up, Sit Down. I think, thank you for coming, and I hope you guys learned.
All right, guys, so make sure you stay tuned for another episode of Hold Up, Sit Down. Thank you to all the viewers.
Fuck what they say, what you think, bitches Taylor gay,